Now then, no socket or individual conduit upgrade items. This is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a way where there's good to this, actually, in that there's something bad that they're not asking us to do anymore. Right? So that's good. Right, so conduits. They when they were talking about conduits in the new patch notes, they only make note of 3 new upgrade all conduit items. Those are for eye level 226, 239, and 278. They make no mention of socket items. Now, of course, for many people, what they ended up having to do was, grind out the sockets. That was less of a thing in patch 9.1 than 9.0. Grinding out the sockets, and then, of course, just grinding out those conduit random upgrade items, hoping the conduits that you actually want to use are the ones that they get upgraded, and that sucked, right? Because, you have so many conduits. You just get a conduit that's, like, not something you're ever going to use. It's such a waste of time. So that felt... that ended up feeling pretty awful. And they're no longer asking you to do that, right? So when you're friendly with a new rep, you get an item that takes them all to 226. When you get to Revered, I believe, 239. And then when you finish the campaign and basically reach the pinnacle of the content that you do, so that's like, Keystone Master.
Hero, I think. But
okay, Keystone Hero, then completing the Mythic Raid, or... something for PvP.
Elite.
Huh?
Elite.
Or of course, yeah.
The Elite achievement.
Or Elite. Then you just get all of your conduits at 278. That's that done. So I think that's great.
Yep.
Now that said, how high does Korthia go with its upgrade item?
I want to say 250 something.
So in that case,
but maybe not.
Are some motherfuckers going to be in there grinding up more?
It might be 239.
Okay, if it is 239, then that would be good because it means hit Revered. Oh, Night Stalker says 252 for Korthia. Yeah,
okay, 252. That's a bit rough. That's what I was afraid of.
So just the idea that there's going to be someone still in Korthia farming those socket or those conduit upgrade items.
Yeah, and
I think that kind of sucks. But what I do like is the Blizzard have. They have not implemented the same treadmill. Like, they're basically doing away with conduits in this patch. I mean, they're not really, because people can still go back to Korthia to optimize, but just the idea of, like, you get all of them, and you just increase the item levels as you go through this rep. Like, that's just, there's far less bullshit than having to farm a bunch of random upgrade items that could just upgrade a conduit you don't even want. So I think that's good. It's just, of course, it inherits all of the downsides. Now, of course, you can still get conduits from, Raid, from Mythic Plus, stuff like that, but I don't believe that there's complete coverage of all of them from that content. So that's basically what's going on there. And then also for sockets, there's no deterministic way to get sockets. You basically just have to get lucky. Now, for some players, that's going to be good because it means they're not going to be expected to farm out the sockets. For some other players, maybe they'll want to try to farm out the gear so that they get gear with a socket so they can then turn that, say, into tier. So they get a bit of tier with a socket.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the good things where with that system particularly is you can just, you can actually make use of drops that otherwise would just be disenchanted or vendored.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice.
Yeah, indeed. So that's basically that. I think these things are generally moving in the right direction. So that's pretty good. Notice something saying they added all... Oh, did they add all of them to Mythic Plus? At least at one point recently, they were not all on Mythic Plus.
Yeah.
What is chat right?
I mean, it's chat. I imagine probably. Chat is usually right. That's the default stance I take. You're always right.
Yeah, notice something
unless it's your opinion, in which case you might be right.
Well, look, if they've added all the conduits to Mythic Plus and all the conduits to Raid, then that does make it significantly more reasonable too, which actually that would be a sort of a good best of both worlds. Anyway, what it does mean is that the silly quagmire of the random upgrade items that did not respect people's time, that is gone. The game overall respects your time significantly more in this patch, even if the cipher of the first ones does just ask you to wait for really not much of a good reason.
Yep.
So there we go.